Okay, going to try and mind map the direction of gold prices. Now, gold prices traditionally have been driven by a couple of factors. One has been inflation. And as prices for goods and services go up and inflation goes up, that tends to be correspond to an increase in gold prices, as gold is essentially viewed as a kind of a hedge to protect people's purchasing power. The second factor that traditionally has driven gold prices has been fear. This whole, in times of socio economic event, a negative one, that tends to drive gold prices up as well. And a classic example for that would be the whole Brexit events that have occurred recently. So traditionally, that's really how gold price has been driven. But another factor that needs to be considered, a lot of times people don't consider, is just the direction of currency, specifically the US dollar. Now, gold prices are set in US dollars and tend to have an inverse, there tends to be an inverse relationship between gold prices and the US dollar. So if the US dollar is increasing in value, it tends to correspond to a decrease in gold prices. While if the US dollar is decreasing in value, it tends to correspond to an increase in gold prices. So how do we figure out the direction of the US dollar? One way we can look at is interest rates. So if interest rates in the US are going up, that will kind of put upward pressure on the US dollar, while if interest rates are flat or going down, that can lead to the downward pressure on the US dollar. So right now, if you're looking at the events of the market right now, it seems to be a lot of the big moves in gold prices have really been driven a lot by fear and less so by the currency movements. But eventually, once this whole fear element subsides, a lot of the fundamentals of the trading will, in terms of gold prices, are going to be driven by the US dollar. If you look back in the time where the US had their big budget crisis and everything, the US dollar was trending down, and remember, gold was trading to $1,800, $1,900. Recently, gold, last few years, US dollar has been trending up and gold prices have been going down. So that's kind of the dynamic you need to keep in mind when you're looking at gold prices.